Hey everyone, all right, today we're gonna be breaking down the Happy Planner. Now I'm gonna be doing a full review of this, but I wanna make sure you understand I'm only tackling one specific layout. We'll talk about that in a minute, which is the vertical layout. So this is gonna be a review of the Happy Planner vertical layout. Now I always kick these off by kind of giving an overview. Who is this planner for? What is their marketing strategy, etc. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am drawn to the Happy Planners. The name alone, right? Who doesn't want happiness when it comes to planning? And one of the taglines that you see when you actually go to look at their website, and sometimes in stores as well, is it says, and I'm making sure I read this correctly, letting your creativity shine while you stay organized, along with plan a happy life. So clearly they are bringing a lot of joy, happiness, energy into their marketing. And they 100% do market to women, and they really lean into this angle of creativity. Now, truth be told, years ago, I was a very avid scrapbooker before the digital world came, and the company that builds a Happy Planner also plays in that space. And so they definitely are attracting women who like to be creative with stickers, colored pencils, pens, etc. And we'll get into that when we actually go break down the planner. Now, it does come with a number of different size options. So I'm going to be showing you this one today, but they do have larger sizes, and then they do have some customization available. So some of their planners, they sell some that are dated, some that are undated. The layout's the same, but I do like that flexibility. They also come with the ability for you to pick either 12 months or 18 months. So this one here is an 18-month planner. So again, they do give you a lot of flexibility, which I love. Now, the one thing that they also give you the flexibility on is the layout of the planner. I mentioned today we're gonna be looking at the vertical layout. I will tell you this, anytime that I see planners that offer different layouts, meaning monthly only or daily, or a weekly, like this one is a vertical layout for the weekly planning, and some have horizontal layouts for weekly planning. When I see a planner that has interior layout options, that's a signal to me that they do not come with a set planning process to support the layout of the planner. This is why, on some reviews of other planners we've done where I've said, hey, this is it, this is the style of the planner, I always give a thumbs up to that, because that tells me that the company is also going to try and give you some very specific strategies that they believe are going to help you stay more organized. So that's just kind of an overview of the Happy Planner, who it's intended for. And I do also want to point out that it is a disc bound. If you're not familiar with disc bound, it's basically these round circles. I could pull one out, but it also means that you can take the paper out fairly easily and put it back in. And we'll dive into that here in a little bit. But one of the things that's fun with this is you can also customize the discs. So the Happy Planners do come with this disc layout instead of it being a binder or coils. All right, so let's take a high-level overview of what is the structure of the interior here of this planner. Now, one of the things that always makes me nervous is when you see these in the store, they come fully wrapped where you can't actually open it up and see all of the pages. So this is why I'm gonna show it to you, but you can also go to their website and they do have good screenshots of the actual different layouts that they have. So at the very beginning, there's a little section up front here in the planner that's kind of got some annual. So it's got a page here, which I love, that gives you the full 2022, full 2023, an area for some notes here. Then it goes into this annual view, which we'll talk about that when we do our deep dive review. And then it just jumps straight into each start of the month, has a fun inspirational quote, a place for some notes. It's got the month at a view, and then inside of each month, it does a weekly layout. All right, so it is a pretty lean and mean, which I like, layout. That said, the Happy Planner has tons of add-ons. You can buy all sorts of packets of budgeting info, note paper, etc. to add into your planner, which we'll talk about at the end, pros and cons to that. Also, it is a disc-bound planner. This does mean that it is easy for you to add and remove pages. However, I have experimented with disc-bound notebooks before, and I have found for myself that ones that I am using regularly, oftentimes the page itself has started to rip or tear. So I'm always a little hesitant on the disc bound just from a durability perspective, especially if you are someone that's opening and closing and moving the planner around. Now, one thing that does not come standard when you buy the planner is any form of a bookmark to help you easily open to the week that you are on. They do have them available for sale, so you can get a click-in bookmark that will click into the discs. Or you can also just take like a fun paper clip. Like I've got one here that I put in one of my notebooks that can work as a bookmark for you. So that certainly, don't let that stop you from thinking that it's going to be hard to use that. Okay, so let's really break down each one of the sections here in this planner, and let's talk about the pros and the cons of each. So at the start, again, is a really nice spread showing you the year, a comprehensive year. I love planners that give you that quick access. Sometimes you're trying to realize, what day of the week is Christmas this year? Or when is the fourth Thursday for Thanksgiving, or whatever, date that you may need for an easy reference. But along the side, it has an area that says, set your goals, with just a little thing here. Now, again, there's no process here to help us understand what is a good way to do goal setting, and then how are we tying this back to breaking it down into a plan, getting some milestones, etc. So I like that they have us thinking about it, right? But they aren't really then giving us any tools or instructions on how to bring that goal setting into where we're actually starting to plan out our weeks. Now, the next section here up front with the annual are these vertical layouts per month. So basically, you'll see the shading that is here. Where it's dark, it's your weekends, that's Saturday and Sunday. Where it's white, it's the Monday through Friday. I'm not really clear on how someone would use this, because if you're taking notes for appointments or whatever that you have in a particular month, most of us would just open up the month at a view, right? So again, I can't really say yay or nay. I'm just unclear on what to even use those layouts for. So that's kind of upfront with the annual. Now let's jump into the monthly section. Now again, most planners are almost identical with this. So when we look at the month at a view, because this is the dated calendar, we're getting a nice square for every single day, and there is an area for notes off to the side of the month. This is very similar to the monthly layout that's inside of my planner and just about any other planners that I see out on the market today. So for this, I think, thumbs up. The monthly planning layout is standard. It is as it should be. So now let's dive into the meat of it, which is the weekly layout. When we buy weekly planners, the bulk of the pages is a spread per week. So since this is a dated one, it has the month up at the top, so we can see this is the end of June starting into July. Here's the day of the week, and then we've got the whole column for each specific day. Now, when you look at this, you will notice there are no times, right? It's just the day is a column broken up into 3 chunks. I'm unclear. Is this supposed to be early morning? What would this middle section be? I'm not sure. Is this meant to be evening? Or is the intent that, maybe you're dividing this up into your roles, or maybe you put stuff that day for personal, stuff for work? Very unclear what the 3 different rectangles are for, why we should be using them, and how to get the most out of it. And you'll notice this does not include any time of the day. So there is no clear indicator when we're using this that's telling us, if I write something down in this square, how long is it? Is it a 3-hour task or appointment? Is this a 10-minute thing? This type of layout doesn't give us any visibility into the budget of our actual time. Now, there is a section off on the side of each week just for some standard notes. It's always good to have a place to take some notes, but my guess is that this section is intended for people to create a task list, right? Where we're just writing down the list of everything that we need to get done, but we're not actually identifying what day, how long, is it realistic? And then down at the bottom, it has this week's list, and there's 8 lines. I don't know many people that only have 8 or less things that are on their list of things that they are trying to get done in a given day, let alone a week, right? So this layout definitely supports more of a keeping your tasks separate from your appointments, but again, without the actual time of day alongside of it, it's going to make it very challenging for anyone using this planner to really make sure that they are not getting overscheduled, overcommitted, and there's no clear visibility into how much time do they actually have available. All right, so let's kind of recap. What are some of the key strengths, some of the maybe shortcomings or weaknesses with it, and then is this a planner that I would recommend or not? So the key strength for sure is it is fun and it is customizable and it draws you in. I want to use this planner. If you are someone that loves bright color, if you love stickers, if you love decorating, if you like to add that your own personal flair and creativity, the Happy Planner is amazing. It comes with a lot of the add-ons that you can get for it are stickers. And yes, I will be honest, I do love to add stickers into my planner, a little cupcake sticker on a birthday, etc. It just adds an element of fun. Another incredible strength with this is the ability to actually get an 18-month dated calendar or 12-month, easier, either way. And then because it is disc bound, that means if you need to kind of merge a couple dated planners together as you're transitioning, you would be able to do that. You wouldn't have to carry around 2 different books at one time. So I do love that aspect of the Happy Planner. Now, where some of the weaknesses, where some of the shortcomings are. I said that the fact it was customizable was a strength. Well, it's also a weakness because they offer so many add-ons of more stuff to shove in there, habit trackers, fitness trackers, meal planning, all of that again, what we're starting to do is we're getting away from what a planner's job should be, which is to tell you what you should be doing and when you should be doing it. And now we're starting to try and make our planner serve too many roles at once. And when we have that, it starts to become absolutely overwhelming. Also, the fact that they have all those different layouts means that there isn't a set strategy behind why the pages are built the way they are. There isn't a supporting planning system that actually goes with it. And then again, as I mentioned with the discs, if you are a heavy user of a planner with disc bound, sometimes you can find that pages might rip or tear a little bit easier. So my final vote on the Happy Planner. I want to give a huge thumbs up to this planner because I love the brightness of it. I love the funness of it. I love the creativity of it. But because they don't offer any layouts that actually have a vertical with the times next to it, unfortunately, I have to say I do not recommend that because it is not going to prevent you from getting overbooked and overscheduled because it doesn't give you the information you need to see how much time do you truly have to work with. So that is my final review, but again, I do love the idea of it.